Welcome to Civic Education Online Learning. We're going to do a revision of questions. I'm sure you'll be familiar with these questions. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, so our first question is here. This is our first question. Okay, which constitution did Zambia inherit in 1964? Which constitution did Zambia inherit in 1964? In 1964. Our correct answer here, all right, so we're given these options: A, Northern Rhodesia Self-Government Constitution; B, British Colonial Constitution; C, Zambian Independence Constitution. Of course, our D is here. Our D is here. D, Southern Rhodesia Constitution. So our correct answer is Northern Rhodesia Self-Government Constitution. We continue. Question 2. Question 2. What is the role of the Constitutional Review Commission, or CRC? What is the role of the Constitutional Review Commission? So CRC stands for Constitutional Review Commission. What is the role? Is it A, to draft a new constitution directly? Is it B, to collect public reviews on the constitution? Is it C, to enforce constitutional laws? Is it D, to elect the president? Our correct answer is B, to collect public views on the constitution. So the role of a Constitutional Review Commission is to collect public views on the constitution. We continue. Question number 3. The question reads: the Chona CRC of 1973 recommended what? Is it A, introduction of multi-party democracy? Is it B, abolishment of multi-party democracy? Is it C, expansion of the Bill of Rights? Is it D, adoption of the due citizenship? What's our correct answer? So the Chona CRC of 1972, abolishment of multi-party democracy. So our correct answer here is B. This is the correct answer here. B. Okay, we continue. Question number 4. Question number 4. Which CRC included children's rights in the Constitution? Is it A, Chona CRC; B, Funga CRC; C, Mwanakatwe CRC; D, Mungomba CRC? What's our correct answer? And our correct answer is B, Funga CRC. So this is the correct answer. Our correct answer is C. This one here. Continue. Question 5. Question 5. Here we go. The Mwanakatwe CRC of 1995 introduced a clause about what? This is Mwanakatwe. Okay, so what is the answer? Is it A, dual citizenship; B, presidential terms; C, parentage requirements for presidential candidates; or D, economic rights? What's our correct answer? Question 5. Our correct answer is C, parentage requirements for presidential candidates. So Mwanakatwe CRC clause was about parentage requirements for presidential candidates. Continue. Question 6. Question 6. The Mungomba CRC of 2005 recommended adoption of the Constitution through, is it A, Parliament only; B, Constitutional Assembly; C, presidential decree, D, judicial review. What is our correct answer? This is the Mungombe CRC of 2005, and it recommended adoption of the constitution through what? Adoption. Okay, I hope you know what this term means. Adoption. Okay, make sure that you find out. The examiner may ask you to define or rather explain how the constitution is adopted. Very important. Okay. So what is our answer? Our correct answer is Constitutional Assembly only. We continue. Question 7. Which of the following was not a recommendation of the Mungombe CRC? Is it A, expansion of the Bill of Rights, B, single member majoritarian electoral system, C, abolishment of the vice president position, D, dual citizenship? What's our correct answer? Question 7, what's our correct answer? Our correct answer, or our answer, is B. There you go. This one here. All the arrows are pointing to solution B. Very important. So make sure that you revise these questions on your own. Go through. You'll be good. Question 8. Let's go. Question 8. The Silungwe Technical Committee of 2012 prepared. The Silungwe Technical Committee of 2012 prepared. Is it A, a new constitution from scratch? Is it B, the constitutional amendment bill based on previous CRC? Let's see previous questions, the previous multiple choice. Okay, is it C, presidential election law? Is it D, what's our correct answer? What's our correct answer? Question 8. Our correct answer is B. B. Let's continue. Okay, question 9. We are here on question 9. Okay, the constitution adopted in 2016 was signed by which president? Which president signed the constitution adopted in 2016? Is it A, Kenneth Kaunda, B, Edgar C. Lungu, C, Michael Sata, D, Hakainde Hichilema? What's our correct answer? Our correct answer here is B. We continue. Question 10. Which method does Zambia uses to adopt the constitution through parliament? Is it A, referendum, B, debate and approval by members of parliament, C, executive order, D, judicial approval? Which one is our correct answer here? And our correct answer is B, debate and approval by members of parliament. So the adoption happens through approval by members of parliament. Okay, so we are done with question from section A. Those were 10 questions. Okay, 10 questions. Okay, let's now do one word answer. Okay, here. So let's go. Question 1. What is the name of the 1972 CRC chaired by Mainza Chona? What is the name of this of the 1972 CRC chaired by Mainza Chona? The correct answer here is Chona. It was the Chona CRC. Chona CRC. Okay, let me write that properly. Chona CRC. Okay, B. Beg your pardon. Question 2. Which CRC recommended the reintroduction of multi-party democracy? All these questions were part of section 8, so This was just you picking up the answer and putting in the right spot. Question 2. Our correct answer is Mfunga. Sorry. Mfunga. Okay. Continue. 3. Name the chair of the Mwanakatwe CRC of 1995. What's our correct answer? Our correct answer is Mwanakatwe. Mwanakatwe. Okay. Continue. Question 4. What electoral system did the Mungomba CRC recommend? So our correct answer? Our correct answer here is marginatorial. The Mungomba CRC recommended the majoritarian kind of what? Electoral system. 5. In which year was the Constitution Amendment signed by President Lungu? Which year was that? 2016. Okay, we are done with one word answer and let's go to the essay part. Okay, so on this part, I'm going to tell you brief points on how you're going to answer each question. Okay, very, very important. So the first question here is explain the process of constitutional making in Zambia, highlighting the role of the executive, okay, organ and constitutional review commission. So here when you're answering, you make sure that you explain, okay, the process starting with executive organ initiation, okay, you explain the what? The process. The process starting with the executive organ rule, right? This organ rule helps initiate the what? The CRC. And then after that, you can also describe the CRCs functions. Okay, remember the question is asking you to explain the process of constitutional making in Zambia. So you explain that the process starts with executive organ initiating a CRC. The process starts with the executive organ initiating the CRC. Then you're going to explain or describe the CRC function of public views and making recommendation. So you describe the CRC function in gathering public views. Okay? So these are the main points that you're going to focus on. And the third point, as you're explaining or answering the first question, you're going to mention the CRC's sequences. All right? All those CRCs, you're going to mention the Choma CRC, Mfunga, Mwanakatwe, Mkomba, and their role in shaping the constitution. Then you are done here. You can at least get 14 out of 20. Or if you make sure that you describe them properly, you can get 18 out of 20. Okay? So remember, I said you explain the process or that process. You explain that the process starts with the executive organ initiating a CRC. Secondly, you describe the CRC's function and what that is function. What is that function? Gathering of public views and making recommendation. Then your third point will be mentioning the sequence of CRCs, Shona, Mfunga, Mwanakatwe, Mkomba, and their roles in shaping the constitution. You are good. Question 2, how do you go about answering it? The question is discuss the major recommendation, Mumbai CRC 205 and their significance in the Zambian constitution development. So how do you go about answering this essay question? The first thing that you need to do is list the key recommendation, okay? You list you list the key recommendation. You must know this recommendation, hence you have to read this Mukombe CRC description. So you list the recommendation, all right, adoption via Constitutional Assembly. This is very important. And then expand the Bill of Rights, dual citizenship, vice president as the running mate, all right, single member, majoritarian. These are the things that you're going to explain here after listing the key recommendation. Very important. Okay, after this, you're going to discuss their significance, all right, in modernizing Zambia's constitutional framework and enhancing the rights. We're going to discuss their significance. Significance means importance. Significance. Discuss the significance, all right, in modernizing Zambia's constitutional framework. Right. So if you hammer on this part, at least you can get 17 out of 20 here. Very important. Remember to show and give examples. You score many marks. Okay. 3. Describe the 2 common methods of constitutional adoption mentioned in the last. Let me wrap this. Okay. We are on number 3. Describe the 2 common methods of constitutional adoption mentioned in the text. Given examples in the text. Give examples of their use in Zambia. Okay. So in your textbook, methods of constitutional adoption are: number 1, what is that? We have what we call parliamentary what? Method. All right. So in this parliamentary method, a draft debated and approved by the parliament is used in the 3 CRCs. So they have a draft which is debated on and approved by the parliament. Okay, and it is used in the 3 CRCs. What else? We have the constitutional or the Constitute Assembly. Constitute Assembly, or CA. Okay, so in this one, a special assembly adopts the constitution, remember that, recommended by the Mungombe CRC. All right, and you can provide examples related to Zambia, and you're going to have good marks here. So first method, parliamentary method, a draft is debated on and approved by the parliament, used in 3 CRCs. And then the Constituent Assembly, Special Assembly, adopts the constitution recommended by Ngombe. So here you can get even a 19 if you explain very well and give examples. Okay, and our last question: analyze the impact of the Silungwe Technical Committee of 2012 on the final adoption of the 2026 Constitution. Right. So what do you do here? Number 1, make sure that you explain the committees. Explain. Okay. Just a minute. You make sure that you explain the what? Explain the committee's tax. You explain the committee's tax. Committee's task. You explain the committee's task of synthesizing, all right, previous CRC's recommendation into a constitutional amendment bill. Synthesizing means to bring together, right? Synthesizing. So you explain the committee's task of synthesizing previous CRC's recommendation into a constitutional amendment. Now that we have previous information from the CRC's which has been recommended, we can actually try to sympathize them, all right, so that it becomes a constitutional amendment bill. So you explain that part. And secondly, you can talk about, you can describe how the bill led to the 2016 constitution okay, let me do this. Led to 2016 constitution adoption. Okay, so you describe how the bill led to 2016 constitution adopted by the parliament and signed by President Lungu. All right, by President Lungu. Very important here. Very, very important. These points are very, very important. 2016 adoption, then signed by, I'm using a green pen, signed by President Lungu at that time. President Lungu. Okay, and then the last point here, you can discuss the role or its role in consolidating an earlier reform. You can discuss the rule of what? Consolidating earlier reforms into a unified constitutional document. Then you'll be good to go if the 20 can even get a 20 out of 20 here. Okay. All right. At the end of our revision session, we have looked at all these questions. All right. All these questions, as you can see here. And yeah. Okay. So thank you so much for watching. This has been Tutor Be Smart. It is bye for now.